Hey guys, Freestyle Figs here. Today I have my It minifigure showcase with 5 figures from the new movie from 2017, It. I have Richie, Bill, Beverly, Eddy, and Pennywise, who are all some of my favorite characters from this movie. I thought the acting was really great, and I really loved how they did with the book adaptation and the story. I only made these 5 figures because out of the 7 Losers Club, these 4 were my favorite, and Pennywise I just had to make because I had done my Pennywise from the 1990, and I wanted to have the 2017 one as well. Starting off this showcase, we have Buildin. I really like this figure because of the amount of shading on it, and you can see on the white torso that I didn't want to just leave it blank, so I did a dry brush of light gray into dark gray on the sides. Now, for the blue shoulders, I did a mixture of light blue, dark blue, and black, and I think it came out really well. You can see very clearly on the top here the transition from light blue to black on the figure, and I think the shading overall just looks really well. The hair is the dark brown parted hair that I dry brushed with a light brown color to give it texture and shape. The sleeves are all painted, and I think they match up really well. I gave him his fence spear that he uses to fight Pennywise on the house in Nebolt Street, and for the pants I did the light blue jeans that he wears, as well as the white shoes he has with the red stripe across them. I think the shoes are really clean, and I really like how they came out, along with the rest of the figure. The head was really simple. It's just a Lego head that I thought matched the actor's likeness very well, instead of having to paint my own head. Next up, we have Beverly Marsh. I really liked her character in the movie, and so I wanted to make a great figure to match it, and I think it worked out really well. There's actually a lot of layering to this figure. You can see there's actually 3 layers of paper, one for the overalls and one for the belt. Actually 2 for the belt, because the belt is 2 different pieces. You see there's one that matches around that that latches around the entire torso, and then one over on top of it that hangs off the side to show the rest of the belt. The keychain itself is its own it's its own thing. It's a piece of wire that wrapped around the neck with a cutout and painted key on it that I think looks very well. Now the overalls, I really like how they came out. I think there's a great amount of shading. I really like how the black on the sides transitions really well into the dark green and the light green in the middle, and I just really like how this figure came out in total. The dress I know is supposed to be shorts that kind of match the overalls, but I made it a dress. I think it's still pretty good, even though it's not accurate to the film. Now for the red undershirt, I just did a layer of maroon with a dry brush of light red and black on the sides to match the overalls, and I think it came out really well. You can see it goes around every side. The hair is the Hobbit hair, dry brushed orange to give it that orangey look, and the freckles on the face, I actually had one try to do them. I just kind of took my paintbrush and I blotched out the rest of the paint, and I just did a light layer, and I just put it on the face, and it just came out like that, and I think that it just came out really well. You can see I had the watch on there that I just kind of made out of a piece that just wraps around the wrist, and it looks really well for what it is. And then I have the tan continuation on the underside of the dress. That should be overalls. I have the black shoes to match the rest of the figure, and I really like this figure. I got a little controversy with the face because I was told it's too mature, it's too old, it's too much lip. But I really like how the face came out, and I think it matches the figure very well. And that's I and that's it. Thank you guys. Fuck. Up now we have Jack Dylan Grazer's character, Eddy Cashback, in the movie, and I really like how this figure came out. The design was pretty simple, and so I had to spice it up as much as I could. I started out with the red torso, and I dry brushed a red layer on it, and then put the dark red stripes on it, all around the sides and the front, and the arms of the figure. And I had to include the iconic lover cast, loser cast, whatever you want to see it as. I really wanted to nail that, and so I did kind of what I did with my Yoda figure. If you haven't seen that, it'll be on my Instagram. But I wrapped his arm in tape, and then painted that all white, and then painted the loser on it with the V over the S. And I think that part came out really well. I think it's a great cast, and I think it really gives it texture, the tape, and I think it really fits the figure well. The hair is a modified Superman head. You see, I just, or not head, modified Superman hair. I just kind of took off the cowlick that kind of dangles down, and so it's just the wavy hair. I had to include the watch on there because it's very prominent in his character, and you can see here the inhaler he has. I put a light blue and dark blue, and it started off as a debacle of, oh, whose idea was this, but then we couldn't find the original idea maker, and so I just kind of made it my own, and I really like how it came out. I think the colors are right thanks to a source that gave me it. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but someone sent me a picture, even though I already seen in the trailer what colors they were. But anyway, that was helpful as a kind of backup, just to reassure me of the colorization. The pants were just the dark blue jeans, and I dry brushed that, black on the outside and blue on the inside to give it a textured look, as well as a faded into from darkness to light towards the middle. That's kind of what I do for most of these figures anyway. The shoes are just black shoes like in the movie, and the face is just a scared face that I found amongst my other Lego heads, and I think it works really well for this character as he is very scared in the movie. Next up is Trash Mouth, Richie Tozier. Now, for this figure, I wanted to do the white shirt, open white shirt with the blue palm trees on it, and I think the palm trees came out really well. I love the amount of detail I put into them, and you can really see the separation of the white overshirt to the white undershirt, which is kind of challenging to do because it's the same color, but I think it came out as a well transitioned because of the shading difference on the overshirt versus the undershirt, as well as the 3D element of the overshirt that kind of hangs down over the pants and around the figure, as well as the collar that is another layer of paper that you can see. It's actually 2 layers of paper, one for the collar, one for the shirt, as well as the undershirt, which is just a white shirt dry brushed gray. And the head I actually took from my new Dustin minifigure from Stranger Things. I actually took that head, I took it off the figure, and I painted some brown glasses on it to match the glasses in the movie, and I used the hair from, I want to say Ninjago, I don't know, it's that hair that everyone knows, and I used that instead of your typical Finn Wolfhard hair. Uh, for the for the shoes, I think I did them very well. It's just the black shoes with the white uh, kind of underline, as well as the dark gray jeans. And for the jeans, I put a layer of black dry brush and then light dry brush, etc. The same as the last, except gray. I really like how this figure came out. A lot of people use that design for the face, the confused kind of open mouth look. I decided not to paint inside the mouth. I just thought I'd keep it like that so that it would match Eddy, Lego's kind of style, but also mine. And I really like how this figure came out. I really like the character. The actor's great. I can't wait for season 2 of Stranger Things. I think that'll be great. And I'll definitely be making some figures for that. Stay tuned. Finally, we have Pennywise the Dancing Clown, played by Bill Skarsgård in the new movie. Now, a lot of detail went into this figure, from the face to the torso to the arms. There's just so much to talk about, and I talked about it all on my Instagram. I did a little showcase slideshow of this figure on my Instagram, and I talked about how I made each part, but I couldn't just leave him out of this showcase, so I guess I'll re-say it. There's so many layers of paper on this figure. You can tell each little string on the bottom, not string, each little strand on the bottom of the dress, it really just, each individual part, it's all different pieces of paper put on another, and then another layer of paper on top of that, separated by black and red string, which is glued together and strung together. Then another layer of paper for the belt with a glob of glue to make the button, and another piece of string, and then there were 5 pieces of paper to separate the torso, so we just kind of give it shape, as well as a Lego brick for the ruffles around the neck. Now the arms are actually really interesting. What I did was I just had the normal arm, and I shaded the elbows out to give it that shaded look. And I did a piece of string on the arms, again, red and black, wrapped together, glued on. And then I did some ruffles with the paper on the hands, and I did include Georgie's boat in the corner there on his hand. You can see I made a boat out of paper, and I gave it a little shading. I think it looks really well. For these parts, the kind of shoulder, the big shoulders on this figure, I again with the Yoda design, I did layers and layers of tape, all put together with a little small plastic ball underneath to give it shape, a definite shape of roundness. And then I just put the paper and plastic and the tape over that, as well as another piece of string, because that's what it has in the movie. I did the stripes down the arms and on the pants, and you can see here on the pants I put a lot of detail into the shoes. You can see it's kind of white balances off here, but the string goes around the sides, and then also a piece of paper for the more ruffles that's kind of coming undone. But there's also the shoes coming off there, a lot of detail there. And the shoes, you can see the black and white detail, as well as the not sculpted globs of glue for the pom-poms on the shoes. And then I wanted my face to hold up to the 90s face I made for my previous Pennywise of Tim Curry, and so I think it came out pretty well. I like the nose a lot. You don't see those on figures at all. That's just kind of their style, but I can't do a noseless Pennywise, and so I put the nose on there, and I really like how it came out. I think the eyes are a little big. I'm really just kind of comparing this figure to other ones I've seen because there's so many out there. That was a big trigger warning. No, but I really like how this figure came out. There's a lot of detail on the face. Going back to it, there's the cracks on the forehead coming down, and then the face paint, and then the teeth, the stripes on the head. Not stripes, just kind of crinkles and smiling design. I got a lot of comments about, the hair's too big, which I do agree, but it kind of, I don't know, I like it. There's also a lot of shading on the hair. You can see just in this shot alone, it goes from red to yellow to orange, just all different colors, and it looks very just good. And I also have the balloon here, obviously, as well as the yellow eyes, which are a big part in the movie, changing from different colors. It's it's a really great figure, in my opinion, and a great movie character, movie villain. It's just one of those iconic symbols. I do have to say, it's not the best out there, though. There's a lot of other Pennywises that are better. My personal favorite is Brandon Ian's. I think that's the username. Fuck, I'll have to edit this out. Well, that's all for my 2017 It Minifigure Showcase. I really hope you all enjoyed watching as much as I did making these figures. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment what you think of the figures down below. Don't forget to follow my Instagram to see behind the scenes and my latest figures that I may not post here.